During our field trip to the Backyard Social, I got a better understanding of some business skills that are needed to run a food truck park in a non-traditional sense, you could say. What stood out to me the most was how they combined food, entertainment, and a social space to create such a unique customer experience instead of operating like a normal food truck park or a sit-down restaurant. At the front of the venue, there's a clear sign that explains how to order from the food trucks and bar, which makes the space a little bit easier to navigate for first-time visitors. They also have an events board that highlights upcoming activities at their venue and around the community, which kind of shows how community-oriented their business model is. As for the inside of the Backyard Social, it's designed to be a very open and flexible place to encourage people to walk around, socialize, and maybe stay a little bit longer than they thought they would. Outside, there's plenty of seating, and the space is also dog-friendly with water bowls and treats available outside for their pets. And inside, there's even more seating, including some reserved seating areas that can be requested before entry. I also like their bathroom and thought I'd include a clip of that because the whole space is very well designed. There's a bunch of art everywhere that is very nice. And inside, they also have a few interactive games like bowling, darts, or shuffleboard, which I think adds another layer to the experience. Originally, the Backyard Social was supposed to be more of a nightclub style atmosphere, but then they realized that a family-friendly sports bar vibe was more profitable and sustainable for them. And after making that choice, they decided to move live music outside to keep the indoor space quieter. That way they're able to attract more audiences without leaving anybody out in particular. During our visit, we also spoke with Tucker, who is an employee at the Backyard Social, and he shared some insight of how they manage their relationships with their food trucks. We even got to look inside and learn a little bit about their newest food truck they're working on, which is a coffee bar. And here are some of the food trucks that they offer, the prices, the menus, and we found that the pricing was pretty reasonable for the portions that were being served there. The food trucks usually operate under month-to-month contracts, which gives both the food trucks and the Backyard Social flexibility while they still are able to hold their vendors accountable for their quality and their performance of their food. And we learned that the Backyard Social doesn't take a percentage of food truck sales. Instead, the trucks pay rent for the space that they occupy, and that allows them to keep most of their profits and leave if this kind of arrangement doesn't really work out for them in the long term. We also learned that the Backyard Social's revenue is primarily bar focused. The food trucks at the venue aren't allowed to sell drinks. Well, I don't know if it's allowed, but they don't sell drinks, which allows the venue, which Backyard Social, to maintain full control over the beverage sales. They even have their own ice cream bar and a full bar in the middle of the place, which helps diversify their revenue, and it keeps the food trucks a complementary feature rather than being the main source of income.